pizza night and all like that. Just throw some baby oil in there. Pastor, it ain't nothing simple about throw some baby oil in there. I'm telling you, baby oil it just go with everything. You can get baby oil on pizza. I done got it on pizza before. You taste it, you can't even hardly taste it. I done had baby oil all around my mouth before. I don't even know it's on there. I just suggest a baby oil type night. It's just baby oil. All right. Praise the Lord, baby oil.
Is this like some Red Shoe Club type stuff? What's up with the ring?
Okay, so I asked Google if it was possible to walk from India to Mexico. Now, it usually gives you an answer for pretty much anything, even if the answer is just no. It'll say no and then give you the explanation. But it just wouldn't even give me an answer at all. So I scrolled down to see what other people ask, and it says that it's best covered by flight. India to America is best covered by flight. It's not the only way, but it's best. And obviously boats and stuff too, but I don't know if that's what it was talking about. And it says, technically, it is possible to travel from India to the USA by road, but it is an extremely challenging and complex journey that involves multiple borders. And then the more I read into it on Google from different articles, it was almost seeming like it was kind of possible. So then I asked ChatGPT, and it just straight up says, no, it is not possible to walk from India to America. So my only question is that why is it on Google, is it telling us one thing, but then on ChatGPT, it's telling us something else? Google was the original search.
It's it. Get it together, y'all. We got to get it together. If I'm going to be the last voice to keep standing up and saying something, I'm going to do it. I'm going to continue to do it. And if I got to use this internet to do it, then that's what I'm going to use to do it, because that's where everybody at. We've been in our phone for 20 years. All we do is look down at our phones. We've been in our phone for 20 plus years, bro. Looking down. I went to the chiropractor. The chiropractor said that my group of people that I grew up with, when we get 70 years old, we're going to have humpbacks. This was a chiropractor telling me that. He said, because we just keep looking down. If we didn't have a phone, you wouldn't be looking at your hand all day, would you? I don't think you would. But you got something to look at. You need to look at life, man. Look at life. Look at what's going on around y'all, bro. This stuff is getting serious. It's hitting close to home, and other people are starting not to care no more. Let's get it together, y'all. Let's try to get it together, man.
I can't believe he did that. He's got to be trolling. Either that or they just don't care anymore. I don't think they care.
North Carolina. And he was a very conservative guy. He was very, very...
Oh my gosh, that's a mask. Holy cow.
Our country's given $5 billion plus to Harvard over a short period of time. It's a case we win. We can't lose that case, because we have the right to make grants. We're not going to make any grants like that. Very nice. I think Columbia wants to get to the bottom of the problem. They've acted very well. And there are other institutions, too, that are acting, but Harvard's trying to be a big shot. And all that...
And he walks in with a black eye. So the father of Mars travel walks into the house that's not white for his last day, a congratulations and a key to the house that's not white, and he has a black eye. And TikTok, this is just the news. Episode 4. Literally, I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying the obvious. He walked in with a black eye. A black eye. Never mind. 1000% unrelated, not relevant whatsoever. Last night, he posted this very, very weird AI image of this bull-looking thing. A crowd of bull people. This is the only reason the video is labeled AI. But there's something weird about these bull, especially this one right here. Something is mighty, mighty, mighty familiar. I just can't put my finger on it. Picture is completely irrelevant. I'm just using it to help me think. By the way, completely unrelated again, I actually just dropped a crazy video on YT about this entity right here. He had said it was caused by his son X. X must be extremely strong at his age. And go back and watch the video, but there's a lot of redding in his eye. Anyways, hope your eye feels better.
You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of a magnifying glass. Like, that's how it's acting. When you use a magnifying glass with the sun.
So a lot of people thought the video I just made about the sun looking red all over the world was the sun, but y'all, this was not the sun. Check this out, man. Look, now this video was sent to me from Florida. I'm gonna show y'all that this is not the sun, and that is not the moon. The sun is setting over there, and the moon is on top of her. Watch this.
And that's not the sun. That can't be the sun because...
You heard him? He said that's a planet.
Jake, that's a planet. The sunset is over there.
Look at the sunset. You see, the kids know. The kids know. They know. And look at the moon. Look at that. Look at now, this. Check this video out from Canada because they want to blame the sun looking red on the wildfires, right? But why is there two suns in Canada? This red one over here, and then you have the sun, the orange sun, setting over there. What is that about? Look at this. When I tell you everybody was seeing this all over the world, this was in London. This lady was on a live stream, and she saw these things, I don't know, flying through the sun, and what she saw next is crazy. Watch this, y'all.
An alien spaceship? And then it's out of the blue, the ship's changed to like an apple.
How does that happen, y'all? How does that happen? This happened on her live stream. And again, the sun already set. This is after the sunset. So this is not the sun, y'all. This is the red Kachina. And I got more videos to post, y'all. This is crazy, man. But let me know what you guys think about this video, y'all.
Not putting
the
off
ship
light.
is here. Let's get it. Peace in.
Saying that the people of the Omo Valley, the Mursi, are at war with mermaids.
Mermaids?
So this is where I'm from, and this is where they're at. Along this river is where the goddamn mermaids are, bro. Holy shit.
Everyone is scared of the mermaid. Yeah. Because it's a god of the relay. And he thinks the mermaid will get angry and will come after his family. So he doesn't want to talk about this.
The mermaid is dangerous, you know? To take the family when they are washing the river. We will take it.
Take the family in the water?
Yeah, I know what they are.
The mermaid comes, they think anyone that is eaten by the mermaid is cancer. This thing is specifically takes the tongue and the belly button.
Do they find bodies like this?
Yes. Okay. Good question. We're gonna record it. And there is a small island where the Rayleigh tribe clan lives, and it's full of trees. That's the location where the mermaid of the daily is found.
Belly butt. What are they gonna do with a belly button?
What's happening? There's a lot of complaints about public safety being a concern right now because the people in the Omo River, the Mursi tribe, they do their laundry in nearby lakes, right? Because that's just how we get down in Ethiopia. I mean, shit, my grandmother used to do it. She'll just grab the motherfucking laundry pack, walk over to a lake and start washing the shit by hand. That's how it was back in the 90s. But, you know, some people still do that shit today. It's just tradition. So there have been incidents where there would be women and children playing along the rivers, and the women would be doing laundry, and a mermaid would snatch them into the water. Some make it back, some don't. But get this, for those that they do snatch, if they find their bodies floating in the water, they always find them without their tongues and their belly buttons. Mainstream media will never tell you this shit. My people are fighting mermaids.
Bird, rat, bird, rat, bird, rat, bird, rat, bird, rat, bird, rat, bat. You ever thought about that? A damn bat is a bird and a rat mixed, bro. How did the hell they get them two to mate? A bird and a rat? How did they do that? I can only imagine, bro, how many other things out here is mixed because they experimenting with shit, bro. You know what I'm saying, bro? If you look at the damn bat facial structure, that look like a rat, bro. I'm telling you, man, there's other things out here that we don't know about. A bat is just the surface.
In Scientific American, in 1897, they were making fake eggs. Fake eggs. Imagine this. Fake eggs in 1897. Let me read this. Artificial hens' eggs are to be made in a laboratory. 1897, okay? Artificial hens' eggs are to be made in a laboratory. The whites being a mixture of sulfur, carbon, and beef fat, and the yolks of beef blood, magnesia, which is magnesium, and colored with chrome yellow. Fake eggs in 1897 made in a lab. So when they're talking about all this lab-made food in 2025 by Billy Boy Gates and all the other stuff, they've been doing it for a long period of time. These Rockefellers, Rothschilds, people have been making fake foods for a long time. This is why when you look back in time at about 1897, a lot of people are ill, they look ill, they don't look good, they don't look healthy, they're eating fake food. And it's coated with superphosphate because John D. Rockefeller at that time was supplying all the chemical fertilizers, which was burning up all the people's feet. And that's what they were trying to tell them, that they had worms because they were getting burned by the fertilizer. So 1897, they have fake foods. And it was interesting too because they also talked about in here that the average person should be a carnivore.
You can be a very kind-hearted person, but some people just not gonna like you, and there's a spiritual reason for that. It's the energy that you radiate. You radiate such positive energy, they negative energy just don't fuck with it. And no, that don't mean your energy is good. That don't mean their energy is bad. It's just yours might be positive and theirs is negative. Y'all just have opposing energies. Yours might be more elevated, theirs might be more descended. And two polar opposites are always gonna clash. Sometimes when you got positive energy to you, you ain't got no problems, you don't want no problems. People want problems with you. Understand, they always physical, spiritual.
Man, get in here, get in here, get in there. Woo, this is a good one. Yeah, this is a good secret. This is a good secret. So what does National Geographic Channel, the Egyptian president, and the pyramids, yes, these pyramids being built, and yes, I do have the video. I do have the video. Brick by brick. You know what? I'm going to play the video. I wasn't going to play it. I'm going to play it just for you so you can have it for your records. And I'm going to move out the way like this so you can play it and you can crop half of the video out. But before I play the video, can you donate $1? Please. I look, you know I'm going to come with that heat. You know I'm going to come with that heat. But if you'd like to, I greatly appreciate it. But who are you to that important when your history needs to be erased from America and took over there? Who are you? Who are you? They done this in 1939. The same time they was building Israel. Play the video.
Egypt, 1934. Beneath the blazing sun and upon the golden sands of the Nile, mankind embarks on a monumental feat, the first ever construction of a colossal stone pyramid rising proudly from the desert floor. At the heart of this vast site, thousands of workers labor tirelessly, hauling and placing enormous blocks of stone with astonishing precision. Though only the lower tiers have taken shape, the grandeur to come is already apparent. The pyramid stands incomplete, yet awe-inspiring. Nearby, carved from solid bedrock, the majestic head of a lion with a human face begins to emerge. Dubbed the Sphinx, this enigmatic sentinel is destined to watch over the sacred grounds for centuries to come. Engineers, dignitaries, and curious onlookers gather to witness history in the making. Never before has such ambition been poured into the sands of time. And so, before our very eyes, a legend is born. Not from the pages of ancient texts, but from the hands of modern men, chiseling their place into eternity. Men, chiseling their place into eternity.
Now, as you can see, they are all actors. Taking our history and creating a history over there. But more to come, part 2. But if you'd like to donate $1, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. If you
the truth in plain sight, now this is what I'm talking about. Check out this commercial. What are they trying to tell y'all? Look at this.
I think we went too high.
Right in y'all's face. Look at that. Now, it's honestly crazy how they throw this dome imagery everywhere and people will still deny it. But it's time to wake up, guys. What do you guys think about this? Are they trying to show us something here? Or y'all let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, follow me.
This is just the type of stuff I think about. I'm not saying any of it's true or anything.
Hey you, NASA. I want to ask you a question. How did you manage to land on the moon? The white areas, is that not the same stuff the clouds are made of? And I can see the machine behind it. Did you land on a gear because I can see them vectors that have created extrusions to mimic craters? They may not see, but I can. Look, what's this? The moon is full of right angels. Sorry, I mean angles. Someone's been telling fibs. It's not a moon, is it? And there is no dark side. It's a really sophisticated hologram, isn't it? Tell them the truth. This is why we will never see the dark side. Not because it's locked within the Earth's gravitational field. It's because there is no dark side.
Kind of weird. More like, what she's saying is weird, but why does this feel true? She said that everything they tell us is backwards. And then she dropped the big one on me. Polaris, the North Star, is the real sun. And the sun we see every day, it's fake. Part of a system that she called the Skynet. Not the AI from the movies, a real, energetic net laid across the sky to trap us inside of an illusion. She said that the veil is thinning, that the sky is cracking and the system is collapsing. She called herself a light weaver. And she said that she's been getting visions, that there are signs that the sky is coming, and that star forts, those weird star-shaped ruins all over the world, are going to activate. I know. It sounds crazy, and it might be, but stick with me for a second. The word apocalypse doesn't mean destruction. It comes from the Greek word apocalypsis, which means the unveiling, the truth being revealed. The mask seems to be coming off, and right now, it feels like the mask is slipping. Fake clouds, sky glitches, suns with rings all around them, planes hovering in midair, people are capturing it, posting it, but mainstream science just shrugs it off. I've had people send me so many videos of weird sky phenomena. The other day, I'm walking through the cemetery on my morning walk. I look up, and it looked like a wave crossed the sky, like it just rolled. I thought I was losing it, and I might have been. What if the sky that we see isn't real? What if we've been under a dome the entire time? And what if Polaris, that one fixed star that never moves, it isn't just a star, but what if it's the original light source? Reading up on this, some people say that the grid that powers the system, the one that keeps us locked in, is failing, that the old energy is collapsing and that something new is coming online, or maybe something ancient. She said that the more people believe that the Skynet is falling, the faster it falls. And if that sounds like New Age fluff to you, check the source. Quantum physics proves that the observer affects reality. The double slit experiment, placebos, even prayer studies. Our minds shape the world more than we think. So what happens when thousands, millions of people stop believing in the illusion? What if we're not witnessing the end of the world, but the end of a spell? What if the system's only as strong as our attention to it and we're finally just tuning it out? Maybe that's why the news is just pure fear. Recently, the news came up with something new, something that I've never heard of before. They started categorizing future storms that are 6 days out, saying that it's a Category 3, a Category 4 weather event. Tornadoes possible. They're using systems and things that sound horrible. Do they know where the storms are happening? No, they know around the area. But now we're being scared of storms a week out instead of just that day. A tornado warning. The news is pure fear. Why they need to scare us into thinking that collapse means death. But what if collapse means freedom? What if the veil lifting is the best thing that's ever happened? The matrix fails, the dome cracks, and we finally get to see the world as it actually is. Polaris in the sky, star forts lighting back up, energy grids reconnecting. It's not the end, it's the reveal. And it really doesn't matter if it sounds crazy, because this is just a theory. But something inside you may already feel like that it's true. If you've seen the sky glitch, if you felt like something is coming, if your intuition is screaming at you right now, drop me a comment and let me know that I'm not the only one that might be feeling this shift. Because if the false sky is coming, maybe the real one's finally coming through. And Polaris might be coming home. Damn it, man. TikTok, this is just for entertainment purposes only. This is just a theory. We're just bullshitting here, all right? Damn it, man. Twice.
Anyone else that was in the Gifted and Talented program, do you remember this? And if you do you know what that means?
What is that?
Write in the comments.
Do any of you guys have memories of being in the GATE program? And if so, can you read this? Because I can't read it. If you can read it, let me know what it says in the comments.
Okay, my loves, this,
Why did Roseanne say this about humans?
Not everybody here on this planet has a soul. In fact, a lot of them are just projections of program, and that's all they care about is regurgitating the program that they have been created by artificial intelligence to spout, because they don't have any real intelligence. And how you tell the difference is a human being has the ability to change, and a messenger cannot change. A messenger has a different soul than a human being. The messengers are here, program, artificial intelligence. The messengers are here to tempt and sway people who have souls. And they do it quite effectively. But when you go back to roots, the way you tell if you're a human being or just a messenger, a co-opted bot of artificial intelligence, is You can change. A human being has the ability to change its mind.
We're about to break down the Rothschild ball like you've never seen before. I got tons of requests after I post these pictures, so let's get into it. We're gonna go very quick and very deep, so try to keep up. And don't say it. So right at the bat, we see some very obvious things, but the very meaningful symbology is only uncovered by knowledge. So first off, we see this Baal mask. But did you know this whole picture has to do with Baal? Because Baal is literally Moloch and it's literally Baphomet. They're all the same deity. So what was Baal to the Canaanites, to the Templars was Baphomet. But the Templars didn't worship this form of Baphomet that we know. While we do see many images of their worship like this, it actually didn't look like this at all. The form of Baphomet that the Templars worshipped was the form with 4 faces, one on each side of its head. You can also see it portrayed by this cartooner game with the name of Baphomet. As can be seen again right here. The one you see in the red robe right in front of Baphomet, that's the High Priestess. The High Priestess would be on the side of the east to be worshipped like the sun as the sun was rising. Same thing in all lodges, by the way. So that's why you see him wearing masks all around his face. Then in the background you see someone looks like they're screaming out in hell. Now this one right here has a lot. So again, we see the multiple masks, multiple personalities, also demonic possession and Baphomet. We'll get to the demonic possession in a minute. We also see this egg right here. This is the Orphic egg or also the cosmic egg, which you can usually see a snake wrapped around it. It quite literally symbolizes the birth of the beast or the beast system or Satan himself and a new beginning. Everything's great. Also, you know, Ishtar and the fertility celebrations, the black and white, you know, duality, checkered floors. And this little beetle right here, would you believe me if I told you it was Satan? Because it really is. In ancient Egypt, they thought the scarab brought the sun, the light bringer. This one's too easy. The lizard, the serpent, the forbidden fruit, and the one-eye symbolism. Come back to the lizard in a minute. What do you see right here besides one-eye symbolism and duality, black and white? It's quite literally Saturn worship, Satan worship, Father Time worship, which is also the black cube, Metatron's cube, etc. The black cube. Now we got this dude with these hands coming out of his head. I wonder why. Out of his mind is demonic possession. So at the 32nd level, they literally get possessed by ascended masters or enlightened beings to make them more powerful. Don't believe me? Go look it up. And this right here gets a little bit freaky. It was an art piece made for this specific ball, but you want to know what this dude who was into who made this? A guy that used human dolls and merged them with taxidermied creatures. A good reference for that is the parties they do on islands in the middle of the woods, in the middle of nowhere. Now this guy's glove, it doesn't look like just leather. It looks more like lizard skin, as does his helmet thing. Then we got the birdcage, which symbolizes oppression, again, demonic possession, and also duality, the seeing of freedom on the outside and bondage on the inside. A lot of these people are trapped, but a lot of them like being trapped. And we're out of time. Let me know if you want part 2.
The jail.
People are so weird.
Yes, the bus, the cafeteria, the lunch plates, the hallways, basketball, the outside of it, and back to the buses. So where are you going? They're sending us to jail.
It blows my mind, dude.
The sauce is good. The sacrifice. You gotta eat flesh. That will make you act like an animal. See, a lot of people don't know that. You ain't eat beef. Have you ever seen them? You ever seen them turn down a cow?
No.
No. But the body's in the mold. Where they go? You see them in the ground. You ever see them put them in the dirt? No. They put the dirt on it the next day. With nobody there. Why? Why come funeral homes the only place where you don't gotta pay rent? Did you know if I want to keep my house forever, all I gotta do is bury myself in the backyard, they can never take it from me? Because now it's a cemetery of plot. So if you want your family to keep your house forever, you worry about them not having no bills and worry about them having struggles, bury yourself in the backyard. I swear to God on my mom. Look at
Well, you know that. Yeah. Wow.
From California, Los Angeles primarily, and this guy caught 2 moons in the sky, one brighter than the other. This is insane, y'all, because I didn't even see the moon last night. Anybody else saw the moon? And on the other side of LA, you can't see the second moon, right? And the moon looking weird as hell, still looking eclipse, and nobody's explaining why. And then also Starlink is in an upward motion. Look at that, y'all. What is so much going on in the world right now? And it looks like they are going to war with the sky or with the sun or with something up in Belgium, y'all. Because what are you guys letting them do to y'all up there, y'all? Do you guys see this? It literally looks like a chessboard up there.
That's just overdoing it.
Y'all? These things are flying in all directions. They look like they're all on a mission. What
trying to cover something up.
This is Mission Impossible in the sky right now, and they're making it look possible. But I'm seeing a lot of things up there, especially around the sun. I don't know if you guys catching these different spheres up there, y'all. Y'all see that? So much going on in the sky, man. This is literally the Marvel movie that we are all a part of right now, man. And I'm telling y'all, things are about to kick up. Hold on to your horses, y'all. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Like, follow, share for more videos like this. Let's continue to get it. Peace.
Is the Earth round?
I would say no.
What shape is it?
Smart man.
I just believe that we live on a flat plane. Yeah, like a huge flat plane. Yeah. It's only because I've traveled so much and I see like...
Did you ever get to the edge of the earth?
Nah.
Okay.
It's not that. There's more, I think that there's more masses than just what we see. Just the earth. Because we lived, it was one thing before and it's like spread out.
Yeah, so it's layered like a pastry.
I wouldn't say layered like a pastry. I would just say like if this rug was the world, we would probably be like over there somewhere, and then there's just way
This
more
other shit that we haven't discovered.
Got it.
Yeah.
Of course you right. You can say it for a second, just for a second. No, it's fine.
All right, guys, I'm going to blow your mind on this one, okay? These are the bullet points. These are the stopping points of Amelia Earhart's journey around the world, okay? She started in California. She went from California, Arizona, New Orleans, Miami, Venezuela, Brazil, across the breast of Africa, all right? India, came down here to Australia, New Guinea, and then somewhere out here in the South Pacific, she got lost before Howland Island, which is about 2,000 miles from Hawaii, okay? And then she would have went to Hawaii and back to California. So she did this much of the journey, but then right here she got lost. Now let's look at it on this stupid thing.
Got lost right at the end.
Area is marked. Started in California, went across here, Miami, Venezuela, Brazil, went back up, across the breast of Africa, right? Up and this way across India, then went down, down here to Australia, and then when it went back up to the United States. Now let's look at that. Look at that nonsense. And this is old Wilson, the one I beat to smithereens. It's back together again. Looks good, doesn't it? Yeah, looks real good. But that's ridiculous. Now I'm not saying by any means that Gleason's map is 100% accurate to scale and size and shape and all this stuff, because it was meant for both. He said it on the back of his map to use this either as a globe or a plane to take your choice. So he set that up to work on both models, okay? But just look at that flight path. One makes almost a perfect circle, and the other one's a bunch of jumbled mess. Which one you think?
Damn, where'd it go? We're not supposed to see this. Something gonna happen. Y'all sleep.
That one where he's walking in the sand, like that's exactly what the robots look like when they're tripping and trying to keep their balance. That's crazy.
And now a brand new segment. Watch.
Inside here is 3 grams of shaped explosive. This is how it works.
Yeah, that's exactly what we need.
That little bang is enough to penetrate the skull and destroy the contents.
Like, come on, man. Why do we need stuff like this? It don't make no sense to me. Like, why aren't we making stuff that helps people instead of, like, putting a hole in their brain?
So, I came outside to take my dog out just a few minutes ago, and I noticed something. Now, it's 65 degrees out right now. Let me turn my light on. That is my breath.
Tell me if you're feeling this way. The internet that we've all...
I'm not smoking cigarettes. I don't smoke.
Yeah, that's weird.
What the heck is going on? That is like the weirdest thing.
Listen.
Elon's upset because we took the EV mandate, and which was a lot of money for electric vehicles, and they're having a hard time, the electric vehicles, and they want us to pay billions of dollars in subsidy. And Elon knew this from the beginning. I can understand why he's upset. Remember, he was here for a long time. You saw a man who was very happy when he stood behind the Oval desk. And even with the black eye, I said, "You want a little makeup? We'll get you a little makeup." But he said, "No, I don't think so," which is interesting and very nice. He wants to be who he is, so you could make that statement too, I guess. Look, Elon and I had a great relationship. I don't know if we will anymore. I was surprised because you were here. Everybody in this room practically was here as we had a wonderful send-off. He said wonderful things about me. You couldn't have nicer. He said the best thing. He's worn the hat. Trump was right about everything. And I am right about the great, big, beautiful bill. I'm very disappointed because Elon knew the inner workings of this bill better than almost anybody sitting here.
If y'all didn't catch on, what he was saying in the nicest way possible, without trying to scare the whole world, is that they got Elon, bro. He's been implanted. I mean, just think about it. Why would he be upset about something right now when he was all for it not too long ago? Trump literally said he knew the bill way better than he did. So again, why would he be upset about that? And there's a reason why he asked, did he need makeup for his eye? Because once he seen that, he knew that Elon was gone and now under the control of our enemies. But most people don't understand the type of war that we're in. Like, there's a reason why he said that him and Elon had a good relationship, because like I said, he's gone now and Trump knows this. If you've been on your spiritual journey, you will know that they can implant you with certain organisms, I'ma say. Some call them P-sites or the Vril, because there's a reason why people be popping up with black eyes and they come out in public showing it on purpose to indicate whose side they are currently on. There was a reason why Elon said he can be off for doing what he was doing when he was working for Doge, because y'all don't realize that Elon is a part of the dragon bloodline. And essentially, he was draining the swamp of the reptiles, at least the most negative ones. But now you know why he really had that black eye, and why all of a sudden he has a change of heart. Anyways, y'all know how to keep it. Y'all be guys.
Man, these videos are so creepy. Oh, she looked like a witch. And he's got like two faces.
You know this whole plan to relocate humanity to Mars? Yeah. Well, technically, I don't mean the planet Mars.
Why are we going to Mars? It's not about going to Mars to visit once, but it is to make life multiplanetary, so that we can expand the scope and scale of consciousness to better understand the nature of the universe and to ensure the long-term survival of civilization.
Mars actually stands for Mankind's Automated Reality System. Mankind's Automated Reality System.
So I want y'all to take a look at this. Look at this in the sky right here. It is June 9th, June 8th, and I'm looking at this thing next to the moon. And what does that look like? It is either a planet or a UFO. It is very hard to tell. Look at that. Right there next to the moon. Y'all think I'm tripping? All right, check this out. Check this out. I'm gonna zoom in. I'm zooming in. And what is that? It is now dead center in the moon. Come on, camera. Straighten out.
But I've been seeing a couple videos like this.
It's like a hole or something. Yo! Yo! That's crazy. Look at this. That's definitely something.
Might be that black sun.
This is Rapper News, and this is the destroyer on the horizon, pulsating in the morning skies before the sunrise. This is the destroyer under a filter in the dust cloud that we call the Dragon's Lair. This is the sun now rising, and in comparison to the light that's flashing above it, it is a pea and a pod. This is it under a blue filter. Again, folks, as we witness this and we put another filter on it, bam, you can see the big red planet behind the sun And people call that a sun halo, but it is not. It is the planet. Here it is again. That is a planet behind the sun. It has its own light source, unlike the sun. Here it is at night on the horizon. You are witnessing hell burning in the sky. This is your global warming, folks. This is where they blaming this on carbon emissions. No, this is because of sin, and this is the Gentile destroyer on the horizon, ready to turn this planet to shreds. Look at the moon and look at the rays from this planet. In comparison to the rays on this planet, the moon looked like an ink drop. Here go the moon again. Look at the sun rays from the destroyer, and look at the moon out there looking like nothing in comparison. This thing is tremendous, folks, and it is right there on the horizon, ready to make this place garbage. Here it is, right here.
Garbage.
I'm gonna show you it passing, and they calling this an eclipse. Look at the shadow passing.
Whoa.
It knocked out the sun, and as it passed, the sun came back on.
Whatever that
play
is,
that
it's
again
huge.
without the red.
I don't know what it is.
Circle. So here it is again. Watch the shadow at the bottom of the sea line move up, which is the destroyer. And as it passes the sun, look how big this planet is, the sun lights back up. You've been lied to about eclipses and everything else. You've been lied to about everything in your whole entire life. Here's the planet again flashing in the daylight skies, folks. And under a filter, you see the sun out there. And here it is again. The sun is rising, folks, from under the Dragon Slayer cloud. And above that is the destroyer. And then we see it under a blue filter. When this planet arrives, nothing can survive. It will suck the oxygen out of the air and cause earthquakes and shake everybody hidden underground. Repent. This is Rap the News.
What do you guys think it is?
As you can see, this is a regular picture of a cloud I took. And then I decided to dissect the photo myself to see what was beyond. And this is what I see: codes. This was so freaky, wild, unique, extraordinary, confusing, because they're supposed to be clouds. So what is this? Like, look at that. That looks, I don't even know what that is. Okay, guys, so this is an actual video that I took of the clouds just a minute ago. Look at the grids. So I'm going to show a little bit of it, but I'm going back and forth just so you can see before I use the iPhone features to adjust the lighting. Look at that. In the sky, it's like these chips, grids, codes, some type of, like, look at that. And I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see how unique that is, because I've never seen anything like this in my life. That is so unusual, so rare. Like, I don't have an answer for this at all.
Oh my gosh! So what is that? What is...
Just kidding.
Cancer and reproductive harm. What's in it that makes it bad? Like, harm your reproductive system? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know.
Just give me 2 minutes of your time. For all you people that eat processed food, that is a corrosive soda. I forgot what name of it. Additive, though. It's caustic. And if you want to see what else you're eating, check it out. This right here is caramel. Caramel is corrosive and an irritant. Vanilla. Vanilla's not that bad. They just use a lot of alcohol in vanilla for your natural vanilla flavor. Mango Tangelo. It's flammable, irritant, inhalation hazard. Whatever that one is. What else we got? Strawberry, corrosive, flammable, irritant. There's more vanilla, flammable. We use a lot of alcohol for vanilla, like I said that. There's strawberry flavor, corrosive.
It's all flammable.
Cherry is an inhalation hazard. Orange is absolutely terrible. The orange flavor is this black barrel up here. It's an inhalation hazard, flammable, irritant. Let's go check out some more stuff. There we go, we got berry, kiwi, guava, and lemon. I'm not joking, look. Lemon. So for all you people that keep eating these processed foods, this is how we make the flavors for it. This is all the way, and I can go on and on and on. We make flavors for almost everything here. The spicy nuggets at Wendy's, made with mace spray.
What?
Stuff they use in riots. You might think I'm joking, but here it is. Chemical food plant. This is what you guys eat.
That is wild. All of that stuff is flammable and irritant. Like, That is just not good. And that's the stuff we're eating, and artificial flavors and stuff. They're trying to knock us off at this point.
That is a 5G tower. And I've been watching these birds dive bomb it for about 10-15 minutes.
Yeah, they can definitely feel the energy from those.
Interesting behavior.
What if
He's
I
not too
told
happy.
you that right now you were looking into the eye of a dragon? Would you believe me? You see, they call it erosion, but this is one of the craziest things I've ever seen. They say this is over 300 years worth of erosion, yet it's located in one of England's most mystical rock gardens. I mean, there ain't nobody convincing me that this place hasn't got an ancient history that we have not been told about. Just look at the rock formations in this place. How did it all get here? This is not 300 million years worth of erosion and wind. This screams mystical history. I mean, even Barry Chuckle has been here, guys. But please, beautiful people, drop your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever seen this before? And do you really think this is millions of years worth of erosion? Or is it maybe somewhat remnants of a bigger creature and an ancient past that we were never told about? Obviously, this was just for entertainment. It was just for entertainment, and I'm as fictional as a dinosaur, baby.
It does look like an eye.
Use liquid crystal masks. These liquid crystal masks sometimes an error. And we have the last year so many examples, many celebrities and so on. And on the end we need to come to the conclusion there is an alien civilization that tried to fool us. And it is little bit time that humans know what is the technology what they use, how they use it, and how we can hack the system. The biggest question that we need to ask, why we have these errors of these glitches in their masks. You need to know and to understand that the reptilians on our planet use advanced nanotechnology masks. The skin of the reptilian mask is supposed to combine advanced technology and biotechnology to mimic the structure of the skin. Texture of their mask, elastic, and hugging the process of a human skin. There are 5 important elements from their mask. And the first one is the biomimetic nanomaterials for the skin structure. The second one, the skin function. Third one is the elastic nanomaterials for aging effect. The fourth one is the dynamic skin pigmentation from the colors. And the last one, the self-regeneration recovering capacity. They are the 5 important elements what the mask have. And the materials of the mask is liquid crystals. And these liquid crystals we see sometimes in different videos that the skin begins to change, or we have little blocks around the skin of little liquids that we see in the skin. This is on the moment when we have a glitch of an error in their mask. It can happen by temperature, can happen by light, can happen that the generation process of the mask have an effect. Sometimes we have even the eyes that change, the skin that change, or even the teeth that change. We have a lot of videos where we see that the teeth change in real reptilian teeth. And sometimes also by emotion. Because on the moment when they have an erection or when they are in ecstasy, can that the skin mask fail on that moment. Because you need to understand this mask that they have is connected to the original skin of the reptilians. So that means that the reptilians, that their reptilian body undergoes a significant psychological change and affected even the performance of the mask. The most advanced mask is likely operated via complex electronic control systems. They use precision, manipulate liquid crystals. It's even on some moments that we have with celebrities of singers that their face change total. Then take even a new form. Of you see on one moment that on one piece something becomes bigger, of even the shape of the skull even change. Even the eyes of the mask is based on a nanotechnology, biomimetic technology. I mean, if they use liquid crystal mask, we can even hack the system. Electromagnetic interference and hacking that we can do. Is that the mask operate on electronic signals and AI-driven controls? It's possible electromagnetic Interferences cause a temporary glitch in the mask. Can do by strong magnetic fields, power lines, certainly radio frequency, strong electronic magnetic pulses like EMP. This can cause a temporary fall down from the mask and bring a glitch in the mask. And on that moment we see the true reptilian features that become visible before that the system recovers. So that means that we can do hacking or digital manipulation from the mask. If someone tries to hack the system of the mask or manipulate its signals, for example, a device simulate a false biometric response, the mask may display an error of a glitch in the mask and will bring the reptilian back to his origin form.
But I am telling you right now, that mother back there is not real.
Been walking. All day? All day. Did you fly into Mexico and then walk the rest? Walk. But where did you fly into? What? Where did you fly into? What city? How do you walk from India? Are you from India too? Pakistan. Oh, Pakistan. Oh, Pakistan? Pakistan?
Bangladesh. Keep in mind, said Bangladesh.
Did you guys fly into Mexico and then walk in the rest of the way? Walk?
Just walk.
I told you, gang, that America is lying to us, right? They're saying that they walked, like I've been telling you, they walked from India and they walked from Pakistan. Now, if you look at the old map of Tartaria, and this is what I've been saying, right? This is India. This is East India, East Pakistan, right? So here is Bangladesh, because that guy said he's from Bangladesh. So within this area, like I've been telling you, you could literally walk to America. They have been lying to us about where these people are, where we are. This is why those immigrants were taking buses, not planes. They were driving, getting dropped off to America. Y'all need to wake up. And if you think I'm capping, it says Bangla right here, India, extra. So on the old maps, right, Bangladesh is here. They walked to America. We're starting to wake up, you guys. We're starting to realize that when they talk about building a wall, it went over your heads to realize that the geographical area that they're talking about is a lie. The wall is just to confuse you, to try to keep you locked into the lies that they've been telling you ever since grade school. Now you know why they keep sending your jobs to India and China, because they're right around the corner.
Yo, what if Border Patrol...
$20 to wear a free P. Diddy shirt? Say less. Why?
Protesters, you can get $20 an hour if you wear a t-shirt.
Really?
She just got recruited, right?
Is she?
You said no. Was it worth the 20? No, but like he told me that it's for a Diddy point, so
Okay.
I'm not really sure what that is.
Go down there, y'all. They're paying $20 an hour to wear a free P. Diddy shirt. Wow.
So that's just $20. If you guys need $20, all you have to do is wear a free shirt. And you said no. Yeah, so did they say how many hours?
Wow. This is the t-shirt that everybody's wearing to get paid $20 an hour. Not bad at all. Paid $20 an hour. Not bad at all. Who's paying for that, actually? Free Diddy, y'all. That lady said that somebody was out there for 3 hours and made $60. It makes sense because that's $20 an hour. $20 an hour is not bad, depending on how long you're going to stand out there. If you stand out there for 5 hours with a free P. Diddy shirt, that's $100. I mean, I don't wish this type of stuff on my worst enemy, but a lot of people want Diddy free.
I know somebody's doing it.
Man, this shit crazy, right? You know how y'all be going to McDonald's and Wendy's and shit, eating chicken nuggets and chicken sandwiches? Well, I'm gonna show you how they make this shit. Alright. Mechanically separated chicken. Now watch this. This is chicken nuggets. And chicken sandwiches and shit, man.
Literally
That's
just looks
what they
like
make that shit with.
looks like chewed up food.
Y'all please share this shit, man. This shit is unhealthy as fuck, man.
So President Putin of Russia came out on the world stage and he gave a speech. In that speech, he said, I have proof, and this is all alleged. He said, I have proof that the American people are eating each other unbeknownst to them. that we are being fed each other and we have no clue about it. Yeah, that's what he said. Number two, he said that allegedly he has video, audio, satellite images all across the board that will disprove what we have been taught and told about 9/11. Yeah. I don't know about you. I can't speak for everybody in the U.S. But President Putin, if you have this proof, release it. The American people want to know.
Everything real will be fake and everything fake will be real. That's what I was saying 3 years ago when AI was getting crazy. This right here is not real. This is Google VO.
One move with AI that makes haters go crazy every time. Oh, y'all gotta give them that. This is wild. It's over. We are cooked on that thread. You get me?
Every video I'm showing you in this video is all going to be artificial intelligence. But think about everything that's happened these last 2 years. Everything they released to the public, they are decades farther than that. So if they're releasing this now, they must have had this technology for a very long time now. The streamers leading the youth to pollution. Are half of them even real? And what about the holographic technology that can show stuff like this right in front of us and it looks real as well? These artificial generations are so good they could literally fool any person on the earth right now. Don't forget, most of life in 2025 happens on the phone and not in real life. There's only one reason things like this would be allowed. I'm not gonna tell you what that is, so I'm sure you can figure it out.
It really makes you think, like, how much stuff have they gotten away with AI over the past 20 years? Because, you know, they've been having it for a while now.
Think you'll be busy?
We'll see. I don't know what to expect.
No one really knows.
Yeah.
We saw your sign, open for business, still open for business. So.
Yes. A lot of people haven't known.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I've had a lot of out-of-towners go, what is this? Yeah.
Wow, you guys really turn up out here. This is quite a big party. Well, good. I hope you guys do well and get some of them come out of their little NATO area and visit the business and stuff. And hopefully they bring all their families and cousins and everything with them.
Looking for objects. I pan my camera down and the wave starts, this hologram wave. I don't notice it. And then it catches up to the camera and I do notice it. I glance at the moon, but when you're staring at things, you know, you don't know whether it's your eyes or what. And then I notice a second wave coming. And at this point, I'm thinking it's my camera. I look up at the moon again and, you know, I just don't know what to think.
Birds don't go on telephone wires. They go on the trees.
Eliminamos vários ministérios da máquina pública. E ao mesmo tempo, nós não vamos parar por aí. Já estão encomendados.
Made her uncomfortable.
Já estão encomendados estudos para eliminar. Chega, é muito. Já estão.
They really do live.
Dude. Greetings and salutations, family. I'm over here going through it. I went to a Family Dollar to get me a Coke. Yes, I know I shouldn't be drinking them, but I won't be drinking them after today. I went and got me this big 1 liter because it's $2 and it's cheaper than the 20-ounce bottle. I should have known something was wrong because when I opened the bottle, instead of it breaking, the whole thing came off.
Yeah, that's a setup.
And I should have known something was wrong. Something told me that I shouldn't have drank it. But I took a sip. It tasted funny. I took another sip. Confirmed that it tasted funny. Now about 30 minutes later, I'm coughing, sweating, and it's coming out. Y'all be careful.
So I'm charging my PlayStation Portable, and then I'm like, what is going on with this clock? Is time...
That's pretty cool. As soon as he started playing. A ghost working out at midnight? That's wild.
Hi guys, welcome to the video. We have a very important video today. We have received the tip-off about a Hollywood tree. Hollywood trees are used to make magical wands. Hollywood is actually named after the Hollywood tree. as it casts spells on people and puts them into a trance. This particular tree is very rare. Most of these Hollywood trees have been cut down. There are many different types of Hollywood trees, but this is the one that we want to find. This Hollywood tree receives nutrients in the form of gold, getting sucked up from the earth. They have gone to great lengths to hide this tree, even putting the tree underground and having its own irrigation system, as you can see. Absolutely incredible. This could be the last holly tree left, because this is the only one that we actually know of. I just want to thank the person that gave us the tip-off about this tree. Your identity is safe with us. Here we are coming up to the holly tree now. As you can see, it is basically in its own bunker. We had to climb down this rope. Here it is, just at the end of the tunnel. Incredible. I can't explain the waves of emotions that came over us when we saw this tree. It was one of the most incredible discoveries. I feel the myths were definitely true, because this tree has indentations of where they have carved out wands. There was definitely wizards or witches in the world, because these trees are said to be thousands of years old. Look at the gold particles which this tree sucks up. This is said to where it gets its power. The feeling around the tree was quite eerie. To know you're standing near a thing that wizards crafted their wands out of hundreds and thousands of years ago is absolutely incredible. Unfortunately, they have hidden this truth from us. Anyway guys, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Please stay tuned for part 2. Thank you.
Of course, people called him the People's Pope.
See the little orbs everywhere? What's that about?
There's a lot of weird stuff behind this new pope.
Y'all see these? They're orbs.
Today. Are these cardinals going to select continuity or change? And really, and I've mentioned earlier how globally religion is declining, but in particular the Catholic Church. If you look at Europe, they lost about 1.5 million Catholics just between.
Tell me if you're feeling this way. The internet that we've all so come to depend on has become one of the most
declining, but in particular the Catholic Church. If you look at Europe, they lost about 1.5 million Catholics just between.
The Denver airport is at it again. I'm gonna explain all this symbolism and you tell me what you think that they are trying to say. But really quick, if you didn't know, they had been remodeling lately, posting all these different very curious signs. I wonder why they would choose the figures that they chose, to push this airport that had this crazy underground space. So they remodeled it and now we have this new place in there, and it's kind of like truth in plain sight. You see the North Pole right here? There's this crazy pole going up from the north. I wonder what that means. Like how all compasses pull to the north, like there's something north that's magnetic being symbolized as a pole, some way to transfer energy. But look at this arrow right here. What's it pointing at? It's literally pointing at this arch, this giant arch fan, which maybe, keeps things turning up, above our head. But not just that, look at the other arch, this crazy arch that's over. And on the north part, they literally put sand around it. But the craziest part is the other side. To get to the South or Antarctica, there is a huge gate that you have to go through. Why would there be, what does the gate symbolize in the first place? Let me ask you that. And they put the gate above where the gating section is to get into Antarctica. And then of course in the north, sand all in front of the north. Maybe they're pointing out why this would not work with our current understanding. Anyways, what are they trying to show? Let me know below.
This video is absolute proof that NASA has been lying to us about what stars really are, guys. Now, what you're looking at right now is a star in a jar. Science has recreated a star using sound, frequency, and water in a jar, which is really funny because all of our ancestors told us that the stars, this is what the stars really look like under a Nikon P900, the most powerful camera there is. They always told us that the stars are frequencies of light within the waters above God's dome or firmament. Have a listen to this right now.
Star in a jar is made when a sound wave is passed through a small bubble inside a flask of liquid. And this sound wave makes the bubble do something remarkable. First it expands, then it collapses. And this collapse happens so violently that vapor molecules trapped inside the bubble slam together and heat up so much that the bubble gives off an incredible burst of heat and light, several thousand times a second, giving the appearance of a star.
Once again, guys, here's exactly what stars actually look like versus what NASA tells us they look like. Here you're going to see Buddy zoom in on an actual star. You're going to see what stars actually look like to our own naked eye, not what NASA tells you. It's all CGI bullshit. Cymatic patterns, which are frequencies of sound pitched into water. This is what our ancestors told us the stars were. Frequencies of light within the waters above God's dome or firmament. Mentioned many times in the Bible, the Quran, all religious texts. All of our ancestors depicted this. This is what the stars really look like, guys. It is frequencies of light within the waters above. Now, check this out. Here's how the Egyptians depicted our Earth. You know the people that built the pyramids that, we can't replicate? Probably a little bit more wise than we were, huh? Well, they always told us that the stars were within the firmament above. And God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so. Genesis 1:7. Well, there's waters above us. Man, that would give us a perfect explanation of why the sky is blue. Guys, it wasn't just the Egyptians that told us this. It was all of our ancestors, all of them. Here's what the planets really look like, and here's what NASA tells you they look like. Mars, real Mars.
Florida has hit another level in this shift because that infamous green flash that's given off by the black sun was recorded off in the Gulf Coast. That's crazy, y'all. That is so vibrant. And look at the clouds. Look at all the colors. So check this out. In Destin, Florida, they had some crazy weather anomaly, and that cosmic rainbow, that dark banded rainbow appeared, y'all. Look at the clouds. Y'all see that? It looks like a blue flame in the sky. Fire from the heavens. Look at this, y'all. This is all unedited. Look at that fire up in the sky. And again, that dark banded rainbow. Oh my goodness, what a time to be alive. Y'all, it looks like we're about to go through a portal. We're about to go through another dimension. Am I tripping? Because that's what it is, right? Rainbows are portals. Look at this one off the water. When I tell y'all Florida was snapping this strong in, this is amazing. Look at that. Look at that light that's bending off of that. Now this scene over here, it looks like the sky took on a whole new persona, because this is eerie. This is giving me Total Recall vibes. And the clouds are low as heck, y'all. When have you ever seen clouds this low? Look at the sun. Look at the sun. I think this is right before the green flash, but you can see the sun. It looks green. Look at that, y'all. That is crazy. I mean, how do you explain that? This thing is supposed to be 93 million miles away, and why does the sun have wings? See, that's why they lied to y'all and told y'all it was 93 million miles away, because they didn't want you to focus that this ball of plasma, this ball of fire is in the dome with us. Am I tripping, y'all? But I see another outline there. Y'all see that, right? Y'all see another outline? I be telling y'all this thing look like a Pokeball. But nonetheless, this was Florida the past couple of days, y'all. What y'all think about this? This is amazing times to be alive, y'all. Let's continue to get this shift. It's here. Peace in.
See that? Right here.
Kim Jong-un. Yeah, them things be going off.
Found out that my trainer was a MK Ultra Canadian intelligence.
He worked in the defense research and development in the Canadian military, essentially working on PSYOPs in the Canadian military. This is Harley Pasternak.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, look, they tried to medicate me. I was exhausted. They wrongly diagnosed me. And they when I asked them, how much lithium did you want to put me on exactly? It took them 4 days to answer because they were embarrassed about the amount, right? And I refused to take this, right? You understand that if I had taken the medication, I would not be here, and it would have been, oh, he was deeply troubled. We miss him. We love his music, though.
Well, they would have Britney Spears you. I mean, look.
They would have Michael Jackson.
Or worse, yeah.
So interesting how the guy in that clip mentioned Britney Spears, and so did Candace Owens. What really happened to Britney? And were they trying to get that to happen to Kanye? Guys, Hollywood is a scary place when you stop operating out of their rules. So you can kind of see where Candace is coming from. Even though Kanye deals with a lot of spiritual battles, he still seems coherent, unlike Britney Spears. Either way it goes, I pray for both of them.
All right, so riddle me this. If Earth is the third planet away from the sun, and between the Earth and the sun you have Mercury and Venus, then how can you see Venus and Mercury at nighttime, anytime during the year? You should never be able to see Venus, which is the second planet away from the sun, ever at nighttime. Because if it's 12 o'clock in the afternoon, the sun is directly above your head. But if it's 12 o'clock at midnight, then you're the opposite side of the sun. How can you see Venus at midnight if Venus should be on the inside of Earth's orbit? Well, because the Earth is flat and all the stars are circling the North Star Polaris. It's the pole star that changes above us, which is just the ether moving. Nobody talks about the ether. The waters above. We live inside of a torus field. It's a whirlpool of energy, just like your atoms. Because it's even in the name atmosphere. It's the atom sphere. We live in the sphere of the atom, not on the sphere. Thank you, Santos.
So this lady right here is all over TikTok right now.
In your left ear, that means you leveled up in the physical realm. If you hear ringing in your right ear, that means you leveled up in the metaphysical realm. One realm you leveled up in the invisible, the other realm you leveled up in the physical. Okay?
Now you're about to hear about Project Terramar. Submarines that turn into yachts, yachts that turn into submarines that can be underwater for up to 10 days. And I bet you didn't know that you can actually go underneath the United States underwater. It's a big floating island. I bet you didn't know that. Stay tuned, check this out. Terramar also endorsed Migaloo. Migaloo is a company that constructs yachts that can transform into submarines. 10 luxury submarines for billionaires. Can operate as a yacht on the surface, and when desired, can submerge to a depth of up to 985 feet for up to 10 days at a time.
Man, that'd be so expensive.
If you had one of these, you would hardly ever need to set foot on land. But the design of this yacht is intended for purposes beyond a private vacation. Its creator said that it would be ideal for business meetings where privacy is of the utmost concern. It'd certainly be difficult to eavesdrop on what was being discussed on the seabed.
You need a ride? You want me to take you back to Forest Park? On the west side?
He actually stopped to listen.
What is going on? A monster can. I got some like fucking, I don't know, some ancient fucking letters. And then like a part of the world. What the fuck is happening? We're doing a full 360 with the can.
What if they did have like a secret message on the bottom?
There's some spooky shit happening. What is that?
They gotta be high.
I'm afraid. Okay.
How did humans make this, right? This is a microprocessor. That's a human hair. The width of a human hair. Look how deep this goes. How, as human beings, have we been even able to come close to making something like this? You think, oh, that's amazing. Like, he's gone in quite far there. It just keeps going and going. Look how far this goes. How did we make this? Like, what processed it? It blows my mind. It just keeps on going.
That's gotta be alien technology.
Look at that. And then the zoom out. And that was all just right in there. And that's the human hair.
So Apple wants people to control their devices with their thoughts. It says here, Apple has new tech intended to enable people to control their phones and other devices with neural signals captured by a new generation of brain implants. So new tech, and I say new tech is in air quotes because obviously this is not new. This is something they've had for a long time, but now they are deciding to roll it out. Here is another article that talks about it. There's plenty of them. You can go check it out. But this is today, May 13th, 2025. It says Apple's brain control tech is coming soon. It goes on to say, yes, you read correctly. Apple wants you to control your phone with your mind. Later this year, the tech giant plans to roll out a feature that will allow its users to operate iPhones, iPads, and other devices via brain signals. And then on here, it talks about they can use apps using nothing but their thoughts. On another note, there's another article talking about how the future, in Britain at least, is going to include facial recognition and how facial recognition will replace keys, passports, and tickets within 5 years. This is all talking about what's going to take place in Britain, according to this article. Now, obviously, all of this stuff that's coming out, if you're a born-again believer, you know where this is trending. We understand that we are getting closer and closer to this beast system that is going to be unleashed into the world. And so all of this kind of stuff where you have facial recognition and your keys are going away, the passports are going away, the tickets are going away within 5 years, or at least that's speculative at this point. But we know that there's going to be some kind of system that is rolled out to where everybody left on the world is going to have to be taking part of it. And if you don't, then you won't be able to buy, sell, or do anything like that.
Man, whatever you guys do, you better not get this shit. Because if she didn't upgrade to the higher plan, they would run ads through her. Like, just imagine that. How
do anything like that?
Man, whatever you guys do, you better not get this shit. Because, I mean, if your brain has the ability to control the device, don't you think they'd have the ability to hack your brain? I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping, but I feel like they'd be able to. And have you guys seen that new Black Mirror episode where the lady she had to get that chip implanted in her brain, and then she had to keep paying for data to be able to do things, and then she had to pay money to feel certain feelings and stuff? Like, I feel like that's where they're trying to take it. And if she didn't upgrade to the higher plan, they would run ads through her. Like, just imagine that. How crazy would that be?
It's not magic, it's math. If you don't hit at least...
about this for a long time. Whenever they post truth online or anything conscious or go against the mainstream narrative, that they're targeted, that they're being bombarded with frequencies. And this guy proves it. Check this out. Wait till you see this.
Gang stalker here, we're at the neighbor's house and he knows nothing about anything. And he's not getting gang stalking. Look at that. The electrical microwave waves. And this shit started like this. We get to his house and he starts getting gang stalking. This shit's real, guys. You start telling too much truth, they will radiate you. Feeling sleepy when you drive, lazy, always tired or something, you're always telling the truth, you feel like demons are onto you, that's your proof. We're confirming this right here, right now.
To piss everybody
Watch
off.
out. When you talk too much, AI wants you.
So we knew that they were doing facial recognition and all that good stuff, but how you feel about Walmart scanning your whole body? You guys hit those buttons over there, like, follow, share for more, man. Run this up, join the family. Let's get this.
Listen, I guess I've never noticed them before, but do you know that Walmart is scanning our entire bodies?
What they looking
I didn't
for?
know whether to feel insecure or safe.
That's just like a perfect cutout out in the middle of
illusory by default. They tell you, look it up. They even show when you're using your vision, your brain has to flip the image that comes to the back of your cornea and retina on the back of your eye. It has to flip it right side up because it comes in upside down. That tells you that what you're seeing down here is literally an illusion.
Oh yeah, y'all, it's getting closer, y'all. So these people just lost the power, and as you can see, they came out to the streets to see what's going on, and you won't believe the show that the sky is putting on. What is going on? And right now, I feel a lot of pressure in my first eye, all in my head, in my temple, in the back of my occipitals. Is anybody feeling like this, y'all? Look at this over here in Austria, y'all. This is magnificent. Like, what? If someone told me I'd be seeing this in my lifetime, I would have told them you'd be lying, because again, we haven't been seeing things like this. And the fact of the matter is that the scientists, who claim to know everything, they see this change and they're acting all nonchalant about this. Like, this is big changes that are coming to our plane. Now, check this out over here in the UK. Is it just me, or is this thing becoming warped? Right? Y'all see that? It looks warped. It looks compressed. And you can clearly see the ring now. What is going on here? Look at that, y'all. Here goes another picture over here. It looks compressed once again. This thing used to look like this. Y'all see how it's a perfect sphere? Y'all see that? It's the perfect sphere. And now it's looking like this. Look at that, y'all. And then you can clearly see this ring that's going around it. The Lord of the Rings, which we already know. This is Saturn. Saturn rules the age of Aquarius, y'all. That black sun out there. Y'all see that? Y'all see that, right? And Saturn comes with the rings. Saturn is the Lord of the Rings, man. The shift is here. I've been telling y'all. Nobody explained why this appeared out of the sky the other night, y'all. Like, what is this? Y'all see how magical the colors are? As to why the sun is looking like this in one place and then like this in another place. Like, what universe are we in, y'all? Look at that. This is in Ohio. This is in Ohio. But yes, y'all, again, things are going to get a lot more weirder. Let me know what you guys think about this video. The shift is here. That's
crazy all over the earth, but especially the most in the United States. Now back to this angel. Revelations 10:1 says, I saw another mighty angel come down from heaven, clothed with a cloud, and a rainbow was upon his head, and his face was as the face of the sun, his feet as pillars of fire. And then right here, this was the one from a few months ago. And I saved the craziest part for last. Around the same area where that sighting was seen, they're having a huge radio blackout. Also around the same area, the Large Hadron Collider, which is doing alchemy now. It seems to me like the spiritual veil has been broken through man-made things and also spiritual things with negative connotations like the Large Hadron Collider. Pretty awesome stuff though.
I figured out that
new ice wall map just came out. This is a huge deal. This shows a more detailed view of what is actually going on in Antarctica and what Admiral Byrd, what he exactly did on his trip to Antarctica and to the lands beyond. And fun fact, I actually had a conversation with his granddaughter, but that's a story for a different time. But anyway, this map shows his entire course and where he went. He went past Antarctica, and many people don't know this, but there is a second ice wall that is 100 times taller than the usual one that we see on camera, and that's what this is absolute zero. It is what they call sky ice, if you ever have heard of that. And here's the lands over there. But this is the spot that is extremely hard to get to, and I don't have many details on how people actually are getting past it. But some say you need a submarine and you have to go underneath the ice because you can't just go through it because it's sky ice. It's absolute zero. It's the coldest thing ever. But you also can't go above it unless it's a certain time of the year in which the sun is closer to Antarctica and it's melting all of the ice, which creates a passageway to go through. It's called the Summer's Gate.
So now they're saying that the Anunnaki, they're prepping for their return, but I want you to listen to what I have to say. Stay with me. On my other account, I made 2 videos, okay? It's about yachting in Antarctica. Stay with me. This has to do with the Anunnaki. If you haven't seen them, after this is over, go watch those 2. The girl that I'm telling this story for said specifically that there is land on the other side of the ice wall, okay? This is closer to the truth, okay? And there are, in this map, on the other side to the left, the Anunnaki lands. And this entire system works like one giant clock. Okay, stay with me. That's why some of our stars move, and we have the one fixed star. They've either always been here, or they came through at a very specific time of year in the past, which, since time is not linear on a spiral at any point of trajectory on our timeline. Now, they want you to believe that you have to go through something called Drake's Passage. We've all seen it, but in case you haven't, I'm going to show you what they say that you have to go through to get to Antarctica, to even take a cruise. They take everyone through here on purpose. And she specifically said this to me before. Before we go any further, TikTok, this is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Nothing that I say is correct. They want us to believe that this is the only place to pass on the way. Okay, look how treacherous that looks. I mean, just look at it. But she said that's not true. And I find it funny how they're bringing this back up in the middle of the Diddy scandal, and Virginia Giuffre goes down, I believe, as a direct, concise message to Cassie. Now, I sat on that yachting story for about a year, and she told me that we were never going to get the J. Epps documents for one reason and one reason only, unless the reason they're bringing out the Anunnaki is because they're going to have to tell us about this. Because G. Maxwell brought up Terramar. It's not only the name of a sub company, it's the name of somewhere over the wall.
That's the submarine submersibles. That, if you see my last video, it was like towards the end of the video they were talking about them. They can stay underwater for like up to 2 to 3 weeks. Just crazy.
And it's located in a lot of those different files. She said, and this is way over a year ago, that no matter who was sitting in office, they could never, ever release those files. So, if they're bringing up the Anunnaki right now, to me, that says two things. One, either they know they have to come out with it, or two, they're being threatened by a higher power, and I don't mean by anyone in charge on this side of the ice wall. Go watch those 2 videos I have pinned on my other account. Have a nice day.
It's funny how cartoons have been telling us the truth this whole time, but we were too young to pay attention. Do you guys remember when Ed, and Eddie showed us this, but he wasn't paying attention?
I love this show.
In the sky?
Or cartoon.
This is impossible! Ed was right! The sky is falling! Thank you very much. So now what? I'm afraid we may just find out, Eddie. Astro Dorks at 12 o'clock. Awesome! Wow, China! Just like in the cartoons! Wow, China! Just like in the cartoons!
Right? So, we know about the firmament, that's obvious. We can't leave upwards. We know that. But digging from America to China? That's not a myth, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, I need you to wake up.
Here's something I didn't know until I was in my 30s. The entire roll of trash bags is supposed to go into the trash can.
Dude, what?
Oh,
I never knew this
looks like
either.
the trash is full.
Look at this! I mean, how is this even possible? I've never seen anything like this before. I can't believe this. There are 2 moons up in the sky, and this just can't be real. Two moons? This is absolutely insane. It's like the universe is putting on a special show just for us tonight.
Y'all, this is mad creepy. I'll explain in 1 second. So, Walmart is building a whole freaking city, in Arkansas. Well, I have a friend that lives in Arkansas, so shout out to Heather because she sent me this information and she put all the stuff together and she checked the location of this city that Walmart is building, right? She compared it to a map, a pretty known map, and she found out that this entire city was built in an area that would still be here after the Great Flood of 2025. If you look right here, more than half of Arkansas is completely wiped off the map. And you mean to tell me that Walmart, of all corporations, don't you know about the Walmart theory? Other word theory, that weird thing with Walmart. The Walmarts are closing down all over the country with crazy barbed wire fences, you know that one? Is building a whole freaking city in the one location that would not be flooding in that state. If you live in a blue area, you better find yourself somewhere to go like all the billionaires did years ago. Don't forget what I just posted earlier. And by the way, it's talking about the guy who's in office now when the situation happening. It's not a long time ago. This was now.
What in the world is going on? A mile-wide underwater volcano is ready to blow its top off the west coast in the coming months, causing 10,000 earthquakes in one day.
Allegedly, but the Walmart city is not allegedly.
I often get asked what my thoughts are on what's outside the firmament. And when I first woke up, I really thought it was just us, the firmament, and then the spirit world. But I think my thoughts on that have changed. You see, I personally have found and researched beings that existed that don't seem like they would fit in what we know as the Earth. Here's a dragon that with its head down to its bottom stretches over 245 miles in length.
That
Here's
is
another
huge.
dragon whose head, just its head, the corpse, petrified corpse of its head only is 387 miles. Now imagine beings being this huge and being confined to what we know of the Earth and where Antarctica would just end, and that would be it. Here's another one in Egypt that I literally think is Anubis, and you can see its little dog head here with its eye and its nose. This thing stretches from head down. It even has a tail to 160 miles in length. So what I truly think now is that we are just an anthill living in a much, much larger being's world. Just a little anthill in a giant, flat realm. And I don't even think that goes against the teachings of the Bible. The Bible could literally just be talking about our little pressed out like a seal area of this larger realm, and literally just be talking about us. And the Bible is the basic instructions before leaving Earth. And maybe outside of Earth, our spirit goes on. Maybe we literally are just having an experience here. And the realm outside of here is much, much bigger and different. And now what I want to show you, I saw a couple years ago, but it hasn't made it to all the platforms. And I think it's a very important thing for people to see. First, let me show you what stars actually look like. They look like lights in water. This is the dog star, Sirius. Now let me show you something else. This was captured not too long ago of a star. Now watch what happens here.
Some days, it's the little.
Is that a little bit of evidence of what I'm talking about? Us being in a small anthill realm with much larger beings outside above us? I mean, if you've woken up at all, you know giants existed. They were massive. They became the mountains. Maybe there were even much, much, much grander beings. Maybe that's even the hand of God. I don't know. But what I know for absolute certain is that stars aren't burning balls of gas quintillions of miles away that we can see with our bare eyes. There is something much different, and they're right up there in the firmament. And if you think you can see a burning ball of gas quintillions of miles away, you need to study the inverse square law of light and realize that light dissipates with distance, especially quintillions of miles. Now, this could absolutely 1000% be faked. I don't know. But it looks pretty real to me. In my mind, it is open to anything. Absolutely anything about what's above us, what's outside of us. And like I said, I don't even think any of this goes against the Bible, because the Bible is definitely the basic instructions before leaving Earth. Earth, which is where we all are. And it's not spinning 66,600 miles per hour, my friends. But of course, all this for entertainment purposes, I'm sure that is just someone who put their hand over their pool light. I know I'm spinning right now. Don't you feel it? Entertainment only, people. Have a good day.
Join me for the ride.
Check back on
Wouldn't
that.
it be crazy if Canadian politicians were using your tax dollars to try and figure out how to murder your children? So I made a video last week regarding the MAID program. That is the unalive yourself willfully through the government program we have here in Canada. It's known as MAID, M-A-I-D is the acronym.
They really do
Stands
that?
for medically assisted dying. This was sent to me by a brave bureaucrat who screenshotted it from a presentation. Shout out. A special committee of MPs and senators studying MAID has recommended allowing MAID for mature minors. A child or teen who is deemed capable of making a decision for MAID. Parents may not be consulted and wouldn't need to consent to their children's death. Yeah. And they're trying to encourage it for people with depression too. They're like, oh yeah, the waiting period's 4 months for counseling, but it's only 3 months for MAID. This has to stop.
That's
This is
crazy.
absurd.
If there's anybody that lives in Canada that watches my videos, let me know. Is this something they really do over there? Or is it like something they're planning on doing? Because if so, that's crazy. Like teenagers just because they have depression. And if they're really advertising it like that, that's just wild.
Modern day cannibalism still exists, y'all. This shit is sick and twisted, y'all. And it's coming straight from Harvard Medical School. The morgue. This manager of the morgue at Harvard Medical School was selling body parts, y'all. So they got a place where bodies get donated for science and to help future doctors learn how to save lives. And wicked.
This is one of the ways they hire gang stalkers, aka retards.
Harassment. That's one of the requirements. Harassment.
I don't know what they told you,
The right
but these
one.
coincidences, they do grow on trees, apparently.
Yeah, that looks like a reptilian. What is that? Yeah, that's Navy. That's the symbol? I never really looked at it like that.
They clone and replacing individuals, like body snatchers, like this going on.
There's a few different grades of cloning. There's Mark 1 to 4 that I know of. And the problem I'm having is with the Mark 2. The thing is, Mark 1 was around at the end of the World War II, but it was a primitive clone, lots of side effects. Anyway, this is even on the net. Before I started blasting on the net about this.
Damn near 50 years to get it right. They developed it in the 1940s. They started using it in the 1940s. So somewhere around the 1970s, they got it right. Or let's put it this way, they were ready to use it as a genetic weapon.
Are lizard in biology.
It is time.
Like David Wilcock has seen this really, really tall lizard bird type that says that his name is Ammon Ray. People think that I thought it was Ammon Ra my entire life.
That's what I thought.
It's not. He told me himself it's Ray. Some of them have like a elongated snout with like a small little beak on the end. It looks really weird. They used, and when they get old,
What? He really has
way longer than
That's
humans.
really his tattoo?
They even
Man, they don't even try to hide it.
some old ones, what old ones look like, in the movie called The Dark Crystal, with the Jim Henson made.
Oh, I remember that.
Those Skeksis.
Yeah.
They end up looking like those Skeksis. Their feathers come out, they fall out.
Ugly.
My personal opinion. They all reptile. Is it just me or is it everybody that's on the news seem like a shifter? Right? It's something about everybody. Listen, the whole news media, I think, is controlled by the reptilians.
It's tripping me out because I can't see his ears.
I think
There
that
it
all,
goes.
just my personal opinion, I think that all of them low key is reptilian. I'm telling you, I can feel it, bro.
It's like a big sun. And that's like what the weather patterns have been looking like. They've all been like circular.
This
Maybe that's
is
what's causing it.
huge. This is a massive story. Record this, download this. This is a potentially dangerous story for me to share, but you need to see this because we need answers. I am happy, healthy, and not prone to accidents. accidents, just saying. For context, I do a radar and satellite review show on my website every single day. So when I tell you this is freaking weird, I know what freaking weird is. As I was reviewing radar data, I spotted an anomaly in Florida. It appears that a wave was emanating from each tower, which was subsequently pushing the cloud cover and precipitation outward. That alone shouldn't happen. The mainstream narrative is that these towers only track systems, but here we have clouds and rain being moved in a perfect circular outward fashion at the exact same speeds near each tower. And look at this area, when the clouds collide in the middle between two separate waves from two separate towers. Then as I looked along the Gulf coastline, this is where things got even more crazy. All the towers along the coastline are doing the exact same thing at the exact same times. Texas, Louisiana, I mean, look at Louisiana. The wave is emanating outward to the point where the clouds and precipitation spreads out equally in all directions and is then eliminated. In fact, even more strange is at every area of precipitation near the towers along the Gulf and Atlantic coastline disappears simultaneously. And that's not even the craziest freaking part. The craziest freaking part is the time code for when these waves occurred, about 1940 UTC. These areas felt seismic activity. The local news reported it as an earthquake at a 3.1 magnitude.
Well, at about 2:41 this afternoon, apparently there was an earthquake out about 10 miles deep in the Gulf, 70 miles south of Gulf Shores.
A rare event in this area. You heard me right. The moment we saw these waves around these towers, they reported that there was an earthquake. Here's the thing, though. Earthquakes don't impact the atmosphere. It can't move clouds. It certainly wouldn't move clouds in perfect circular waves emitting outward from each and every tower along the entire Gulf coastline up to the Carolinas on the Atlantic coast. And I'm still trying to figure out, is this emanating from the towers themselves, or is there something working with them in the ocean? So I looked a little further to see what I could find in the cloud cover in the Gulf around the time of the supposed earthquake. And I found this. What is moving these clouds out there like that? What are you guys doing?
Ain't that right where the earthquake happened? Where they say it happened? See, look how circular that is.
TikTok. This is for entertainment purposes and theoretical purposes only. Now, the information that I theoretically came across is going to blow your mind. I'm going to show you the route that you can take from the Grand Canyons to Egypt, but I also want to take it a step further and show you the Grand Canyons in a light that you haven't seen before. TikTok, theoretical purposes only. Now I'm gonna go over this quick. I explained this part in a previous video, but a lot of you guys are basically asking for the information on the route that you can take. So when we realize that Arden is Jordan, the Jordan River, you will realize that this region right here would be the Colorado, Utah, Arizona area on the maps, and that you literally can walk, head southwest, and you'll run right into Egypt. And you see all these mountains? These mountains connect all the way up through America, right? And I'm pretty sure the Grand Canyons and other pyramids are in this area, but that's not even the crazy part. But yeah, I said Africa is here, and so Grand Canyons is here, right? You could take this route straight southwest to get to Egypt, back door to the Grand Canyon.
I'm telling you, that's why they got the border.
The crazy part. The crazy part is that I suspect that the Grand Canyons and the Kazakhstan Canyons are the exact same place, and that they are lying theoretically to confuse you, right? Because look at the Kazakhstan Canyons, right? The reddish hues over the mountains, right? If I didn't show you that this was Kazakhstan, you would have automatically assumed that this was the Grand Canyons, right? Now let me show you the Grand Canyons. See here? Oh, you thought that was the Grand Canyons? That's still Kazakhstan. Here's the Grand Canyons, though.
Tell me if you're feeling this way.
Grand Canyons, that's still Kazakhstan. Here's the Grand Canyons, though. Notice a difference? Yeah, me neither. is really just in our faces. Wait a minute. So how can these two places look identical yet be on different sides of the map? What if they aren't? What if we live amongst those that they say are overseas, and the reason why we can't go to certain places like the Grand Canyons because it would reveal that the Middle East is us, and that all of these places that they say are overseas are the borderline of where we can't go. Theoretically, let's keep going. Okay, this is gonna blow your mind. Now, if Africa is theoretically here, and it's a straight shot northeast between Egypt, the Grand Canyons, Colorado, right? I want you guys to understand the geographical location that they could potentially be lying to us about within this region here. Now, if you remember this pattern that I'm doing with my phone right now, right? Going southwest to northeast and back. I want you to look at this map right now. If we continue to do the same southwest to northeast,
Kazakhstan,
you will realize that Kazakhstan, right, would be in the almost identical place where Utah and Colorado would be on our map. And canyons that looks identical to the Kazakhstan canyons would be generally in the same location, just a little further northeast. So this body of water right here is the Caspian Sea. Let's do a little quick backstory on the Caspian Sea. The Caspian Sea is the world's largest inland body of water, described as the world's largest lake, right? It is between Europe and Asia, east of the Caucasus, right? The Caspian Sea is a salt lake. You know where I'm going with this? What also is the Great Salt Lake City? And where is that Great Salt Lake located? Now, if you think about it, the Great Salt Lake that's in Utah would also be, if the Tartarian map is accurate, between Europe and Asia, right? But let's take it a step further and look at the geological location of the two and notice how eerily similar these lakes look. Here is the Great Salt Lake in Utah. Here's another photo of the Great Lakes in Utah. Now let's look at the Caspian Sea. Notice how eerily similar that they are. I'm thinking that the Caspian Sea theoretically is the Great Salt Lake in Utah. And notice that there is a desert that surrounds this lake to the west. Notice how there's a desert that surrounds this lake to the west. Because if my math is correct, then that would mean that these surrounding places surround America, and this golden dome that Trump is trying to get these international people to help us with are surrounding us, and that he's teaming up with outsiders in order to trap us here. Please like and share and talk to me in the comments.
What the fuck is going on in Denver? Why was Sky red this morning, the 2nd of June 25?
That's red. Gotta be Mars.
Give yourself up while you've still got a chance. Okay. You got me.
Nigel Powers, meet Mini-Me.
Oh, blimey. I thought I smelled cabbage.
You guys think all white people are Cabbage Patch Kids?
Tell y'all crazy shit. While I got some inside information, look. All these vultures up here on the tower, they're not here during the day. They come back at the same time. They're up there charging. They're not real vultures. They're not animals. Those are drones right there. They come back and they charge at this time every day, like an Apple Watch up there. So y'all watch out for them vultures by your houses and stuff like that. They got listening devices. They got cameras in them. That's what's going on, y'all.
Code Indigo Delta Echo 9er. I have a confirmed fallen angel in Sector 87.
I'm sure it's all just a coincidence. The inverted cross, the dome, Satan's lightning, fallen angel wings. But I'm sure that's just some military insignia. And it's all just a coincidence. And I'm sure it means nothing, surely.
I'm telling you guys.
Insight, which is referring exactly to what I'm talking about, the Hunger Games be a prime example. This is starting to seem extremely plausible. So let me know in the comment section, is the sky actually real? Is any of this real? Are we living in a simulation? And are we being taught that the lie is actually true?
First, let me start by saying this next video is for entertainment purposes only. Let's talk about this crazy shit. You all remember that major eclipse when everything changed after? It seemed like the sun changed and we got that artificial sun. You guys remember the sun simulator? Of course you do. But do you remember that during that eclipse, NASA launched rockets at the eclipse shadow? And those rockets were named APEPs. Do you know what APEP or who APEP is? Let me show you. Now, it says here, NASA's atmospheric perturbations around eclipse path, APEP, all right, which was named for the Egyptian god of darkness and enemy of the sun god, Ra. For those of you that follow me, I told you all a long time ago who it is that I pray to. I pray to the one thing that I know nothing on this earth can live without. The one thing that I know continues to this day to create, and the one thing that I know has the power to destroy everything here. Ra, your sun god. B. Gates have been working on GMO food for the longest. These are vegetables that they're going to be able to grow without Ra, the sun. Now ask yourself this. Why would NASA name the missiles that they were launching at the sun right here in front of our faces? When and they go on to tell you is the nemesis of the sun. So a reference to the APEP, where they trying to be funny world serpent from ancient Egyptian mythology, which was considered a nemesis of the sun god Ra. The APEP rockets are launched to study the effects of the eclipse on the Earth's upper atmosphere. Now, what kind of effects can an eclipse, a shadow, have on the atmosphere? Now, every day you wake up, you can look up and clearly see them spraying trying to cover the sun. Why? I told a lot of you where I get my information from. It's kind of like some people can connect to it, actually speak to it. And if you know like I know, then you know that the sun is a living entity. Oh, you don't know? They know. That's why they launching rockets at it.
This right here is one of the most insane moon photos that you're ever going to see in your entire life. No, it's not fake. Just watch this video. All I do is I zoom in on it, okay? The picture. I just zoom in and watch. You tell me what this right here looks like. I'm so serious right now. Look, I'll give you a hint. Except the cone head. I ain't got no cone head. That's got a cone head. So what do we know about these cone head beings? I mean, this sounds crazy. I get it, but there's no denying that. They took a picture of this. I know I always say it, man, but really and truly, this is absolutely incredible, dude. I mean, look at the lips. And don't say that pareidolia. Don't even use the P word on me. Look, chin, I don't know what that is, come out of his neck, something. I don't know, man. I think that's pretty wild, though, man. That's, yeah.
It's clear as day.
Y'all might think I'm a little slow, but I'm being dead serious. Where are the cameras that show me the top of my car right next to other people? Can anybody let me know? Anybody?
Y'all ever had a coworker that just repeats the same sayings every time y'all see them? And I'm not talking about like good morning and what's up, none of that. They'll say some shit like, you having fun yet? Or something like that. Like, I swear these people are robots or something. Like, at least change it up or something, man. Like, shit.
Same thing every
Go run
day.
3 miles right now, send me a video. I ain't playing with that, bro. Alright, bye. I love you. Fuck you.
What kind of relationship is that? It's like
It's like I had him when I was your age. 21. I had him when I was 21.
Oh, so he's like your boy.
Yeah, I raised him since he was 6 years old. He's my clone. I cloned him in Germany.
What? Germany?
I can talk about it now.
You cloned him?
Yeah.
How'd you clone him?
I can't talk about that part.
But tell me what happened. You actually cloned the kid?
Yeah. He's my clone.
You cloned him?
Yeah.
Where's the other version of him?
Right here, nigga.
As we can tell, there's no
that definitely looks like a camera. Look, he's even holding it to point it at people.
And we're gonna keep staying together. We getting tighter. You know what I'm saying? And united we stand. And ain't nothing else.
It's so obvious.
What the
hell is...
Just got way darker, and you're going to want to hear this news. Billionaire hedge fund legend Paul Tudor Jones just went public saying AI isn't some far-off threat. It's an imminent danger in our lifetimes, not in 50 years, but right now. He sat in a room with some of the top tech leaders on Earth, and when they were asked, what are you doing about AI security? They all admitted nothing. Why? Because the competition's too fierce. Russia, China, the US, everyone's locked in an AI arms race that no one's willing to slow down. Here's where it turns straight up chilling. Paul says he's buying 100 acres in the Midwest, stocking up on cattle, chickens, provisions, because he's prepping for a collapse level event. And get this, he even said it might take an accident that kills 50 to 100 million people before the world wakes up to how dangerous AI really is. And the craziest part, no one on that tech panel pushed back. People building this tech aren't planning your escape, they're planning their own.
Okay, let's get down to it. Why the theater? By the way, this video is not for everybody. What you see right here was when he got the key to that place. Remember, he had the black eye and all that stuff, and he was acting really loopy and out of it for no reason. Probably wasn't feeling well. First off, ignore this completely. It's completely irrelevant, but we'll come back to it. So you know what's happening right now in Russia, right? This is Kyiv right now and everything going down. Well, what does Elon Musk own? He owns Starlink, the most powerful weapon in the world. Pretty crazy, right? I don't think I need to remind you guys what's happened in the last 48 hours. Moscow region, Crimea Bridge. Right now, there's hundreds of thousands of stuff heading to Kyiv. Number may off be a pinch. By the way, TikTok, this is just my opinion, and I know nothing. Freedom of expression. Don't you love it in the United States? Let's keep going. Have y'all really seen that big, beautiful bill? Really? Millions upon millions of dollars stopping anybody from limiting automated artificial intelligence, artificial general intelligence, anything at all with AI. No restricting or regulation against artificial intelligence systems, or automated systems that go by AI. And what I say at the beginning of the video about the guy who owns the strongest thing in the world, whose hand is also in artificial intelligence. Do y'all remember when this happened? That was crazy, right? He dropped this tweet saying this. Meanwhile, his son was with the dude. And look what this guy just said up here. TikTok is just this news. It's not me, but it is accredited news. And look at this right here from Sky News. Just read it. Read it. He also said a 4-letter agency was also responsible for what happened. Allegedly. It's all alleged. Could y'all please wake up and pay attention to what's happening around the earth right now? That would be great.
This camp for pedophiles in Vermont is incredibly disturbing. So this is the MAP camp, or Minor Attracted Persons Camp, which is the name that pedophiles are trying to use to escape the stigma. So last year, somebody in Vermont discovered this event page online, and what they found was absolutely disturbing. Apparently, this camp for pedophiles was held September 19th through September 22nd of 2024, and they wouldn't reveal where they were camping. But this was a huge group of pedophiles camping alone in the woods, and some people said that this was happening in near proximity to a school. So on their website, they listed potential risks. They're talking about normal camping risks here, but then they said exposure to pedophiles and other weirdos. And also common risks with hiking and other outdoor activities. This is from their actual website. Blisters, getting lost, insect bites and stings, heat exhaustion, falling, tripping because you were distracted by a sexy minor instead of watching where you were going. No sexy children around to look at, a common problem when hiking. So obviously nobody would want this event near their hometown, especially near a school. And this turned into an entire storm in this small town in Vermont. They held community meetings with leaders from their town. Campgrounds denied that they allowed these people to camp out there. But according to this group, or from what we could find online, it did happen. And it might happen again next year. And this just goes to show that the normalization of this stuff is never okay. In my opinion, pedophiles deserve the stigma, especially the ones that actually harm kids. If you want to hear me rant more about stuff like this, listen to... Elon's gonna come after me right here on this one, y'all, straight up. You know this Tesla in space? What if I have alleged proof that it's actually in a studio? Have a live stream clip. Watch this. Seriously, y'all, watch this. Watch. Bloop, bloop, look.
Looks fake. That's how you know it's real.
Down in the live stream, it, bloop, bloop. Now look, it's about to show it again. Now y'all tell me why... Look, there it is. What is that right there, and why would it do that during a live stream? Look at it. I'm just going back and forth with it. Explain that, why don't y'all? I mean, really, though. Look at this. Look at the panels. See the panel? Forget, y'all. This is all alleged and just for fun, okay? This is the rack that it was probably sitting in. Yeah, I'm sure it's not the same one, or either it is, and they were just practicing before they sent it up there, maybe. However, those panels look awfully familiar, don't they? That's weird. See the little lines? Just saying, dude. I mean... Who knows, right? It's all fun and games, man. It's no big deal. This is all satirical. Yada.
Oh, what was that?
What am I seeing? What was it? I don't know if it'll do it again. I'm tripping. I don't know. It was like a, oh my God, what was that?
Yeah, that's
what
weird.
What the heck, bro?
Do y'all remember when I made this video about cemeteries, asking where all the bodies went? Basically saying something's not right, cemeteries aren't expanding, and the amount of people dying every day is not adding up. Now you remember when I said that, right? And then bruh makes this video. Watch this shit right here. This is proof. Them dead bodies ain't going where they going. Your dead relatives ain't going where they going, and stop wasting money on caskets.
Let me tell y'all this right here. So I used to work for Sharon Williams Paint. You feel me? I don't know if everybody know what that is, but that's like the #1 painting company outside of like Bear and DDG and all them shits. I'm delivering in a truck, right? We got, it's probably like 100 to 200 gallons of paint. So y'all know they come in five gallon buckets. You feel me? So do the math. I'm pulling to a spot I've never been to. You feel me? Never have been to. I done been everywhere in Ohio with this Sharon Williams Paint shit.
Ohio.
Never been to this place. Pull up. It's like, it looked like an abandoned building, and there's a doorway, but the door is just open. Like there's no close, there's no open. It's just an open thing. So before I go pull the paint out, I'm like, let me go look for the person. You feel me? Who's supposed to be grabbing this paint? So I walk through the door a little bit. I'm like, oh shit, it's caskets in here. But the caskets is like, they're not dingy, but they look like they were getting worked on. You feel me? Like they look like somebody's doing work to them. And it's just a box. It ain't like the everything else. It's just a box. So I'm like, hello. So bro finally come out the cut. Everything's dark as fuck in here everywhere. He finally come out the cut. And I'm like, I got some paint for you. You feel me? Not thinking, because I know the different type of paints, but I'm like, all right, it's like a stain. You feel me? Like a wood stain paint. You feel me? And it's like, all right, whatever. So I'm like, hey, I got some paint for you. He's like, all right, I'm about to paint this building. Because the building looked dull as fuck. He was like, nah, bro, this is for the caskets. I said, they for the caskets? Okay, all right, whatever, cool. So I started unloading, you feel me? I'm doing my job, whatever, not even thinking about it, unloading. So then I'm like, question for you, bro. Why are you painting the caskets? Like, don't they got, like, it's the box, you feel me? So I'm like, don't they got, like, the core and all the shit that go around it and all that? He was like, yeah, I don't do all that part, but all I do is just, the ones they bring back in, I paint them again. I said, paint them again? Like, in past tense, like, you paint them again? He said, yeah, like, you feel me? Once they drop it and shit, drop the body and do all that shit, they bring the cases back here, and then we just repaint them and resell them. I said, I wasn't even thinking about the bodies. I was thinking about the amount of money that motherfuckers spend on caskets. Yo, y'all, you mean to tell me a family is paying for a casket that's $25,000, $30,000 and then they not getting to keep that? Y'all taking it out and then repainting and then, okay, weird. And then dude shit came up about the bodies being, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, let me say something, because I've been in that situation where I've seen and heard the dude who actually paints the caskets. Like, it ain't like it's some random motherfucker, bro. He know exactly what casket this is, the style, the serial number, this. He knows that they just keep coming back to him. He knows which one he just sold and which one's coming back. Bro, what are they doing? What are they doing with the bodies, gang? Like, I have my opinions, but, you feel me? I don't even want to get into that. That's a whole nother ballgame. But bro is right. He's right. They're taking no motherfucking caskets, bro. Or the bodies or something. They're doing something, bro. Because there was no, like, he was just like, yeah, that's just what we do. Like, he wasn't trying to be secretive. He was just like, yeah, that's just, you feel me?